The 2021 Ferrari F8 Tributo by Novitec. Novitec is the rare tuner that has mastered the art of building subtle tuning programs that aren't really all that subtle once the package is in place. Whereas other tuners turn on the wow factor with obscene aerodynamic upgrades or over-the-top engine modifications, some even combine both. Novitec is perfectly happy providing all-around programs that offer the required improvements without any of the unwanted excess. Take this new kit for the Ferrari F8 Tributo. You would think that a supercar that already packs a 720 horsepower 3.9-liter twin-turbocharged engine is powerful enough on its own. While that may be true for some, there's nothing wrong with massaging more power out of that V8 engine while also providing the right amount of aerodynamic improvements that leads to a more powerful and better handling ride. It takes a tuner with the kind of experience in the game like Novitec has to understand this delicate balancing act. We've seen it time and time again from the German tuner, and we're seeing it now with the Ferrari F8 Tributo. Instead of all the aftermarket window dressing, Novitec's program for the mighty Ferrari revolves around a series of small aerodynamic upgrades that includes a two-piece front splitter, carbon trim side mirrors, rocker panels, a rear lip spoiler, and a sensibly sized rear spoiler. You can score these bits in naked carbon fiber if you so wish, but they look good in any kind of finish anyway. Besides, most of these pieces are included in the program for the aerodynamic benefits that they come with. You can also opt for a new rear diffuser, and we highly recommend you getting it for consistency's sake. Speaking of consistency, Novitec's upgrades for the wheels are typical of any program the tuner builds. For the F8 Tributo, a set of 21 and 22-inch Vossen wheels are available in a myriad of colors, 72 total, though I will admit that those gold-painted Vossen alloys that you can see in the press photos look incredible on the F8 Tributo. The tuner's in-house sport springs pairs well with the new set of wheels. More importantly, they lower the F8's ride height by 35 mm, or 1.4 inches. What's more, Novitec also has interior upgrades for the F8 Tributo. These upgrades, though, are entirely dependent on your taste and preference. The tuner's menu of personalized upgrades run as long as a grocery list in the apocalypse, so you'll have your fill of options, including as much leather and Alcantara as you can handle. In this case, Novitec is dealing with a 3.9-liter twin-turbocharged V8 engine that, in stock form, already produces 720 horsepower and 568 pound-feet of torque. The first stage is as straightforward as it gets. It involves Novitec's tried and tested N-tronic processor-controlled device that connects to the engine management unit. The device does all the hard work in this stage, raising the output from the F8's twin-turbo V8 to 787 horsepower and 650 pound-feet of torque. That's an increase of 67 ponies and 82 pound-feet of torque. That's enough to cut the F8 Tributo's 0 to 60 mph time by 0.15 seconds to just 2.7 seconds. The second stage program is understandably more sophisticated. The N-tronic kit is still a big part of the proceedings, but the F8 also receives a high-performance exhaust system, including an in-house developed gold-plated Inconel exhaust. Altogether, the second stage program raises the V8's output to a whopping 802 horsepower and 662 pound-feet of torque. We're talking about an increase of 82 horsepower and 94 pound-feet of torque, which equates to a 0 to 60 mph time of just 2.6 seconds. Then there's the Stage 3 kit, which includes a lot of the equipment from the Stage 2 kit minus the sport metal catalysts. The result is an output of 796 horsepower and 656 pound-feet of torque. Novitec's not the type to force a specific upgrade on its customers, but let's face it, if you're going to Novitec to get your Ferrari F8 Tributo juiced up, you're going to want the entire spread of upgrades, all 802 horsepower's worth of them. Novitec isn't the type to divulge prices of its programs in public, so the only way you can know how much it is to do business is to contact the tuner directly. Besides, given the personalized nature of the interior upgrades, the cost of availing this program for the Ferrari F8 Tributo will vary depending on what, or how much, upgrades you want. Either way, don't expect to pay anything less than $20,000 to score your F8 Tributo a date with Novitec. Then again, if you can afford the $280,000 price tag of the Italian supercar, there's a good chance that a Novitec tune job wouldn't put a dent in your bank account. All for the sake of improvements, folks. It's one thing to own a Ferrari F8 Tributo, it's another thing to own a Ferrari F8 Tributo that's been tuned by Novitec. Sure, the tuner doesn't offer the kind of bombastic upgrades that you might get from rival aftermarket companies, but that, in itself, is part of Novitec's appeal. Its programs don't promise gobs of extra power and Transformers-level aero upgrades. Its programs revolve around refinement, as in smoothing out the edges and creating a more sophisticated vehicle that not only boasts added power, but also improvements in the way it rides and handles on the road. At the end of the day, that's what we're all after, isn't it? Love it. The right amount of added power wheel options will make your head spin. Suitable aero panels. Leave it. Not reaching 1,000 ponies will fetch a pretty penny. Not for those who want more audacious setups.
If you liked this video, please share your thoughts in the comments below and don't forget to hit the subscribe button.